Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Keller Williams Realty Technologies Community Weekly Webinar. We're so excited to have you all with us today, all of our ambassadors, tech coordinators, and anybody else that's joined us. If you are joining us, we definitely, and you're not an ambassador or a tech coordinator, we definitely want you to gain that role. And in fact, any tech coordinators that we have on this call that are not currently marked as an ambassador, and you do feel like you will be fulfilling the ambassador role or have been. In other words, you have been attending these calls and following um, some of the processes that we've put out before you. You're being an ambassador of your market center. We want to be sure that you're added as an ambassador. We have a couple of calls previous to this week's where we showed you all exactly how you can do that in the white pages. But that's just a quick reminder. If you are currently a tech coordinator, don't have the ambassador role, we certainly want you to get that if in fact that's the role you're also fulfilling. All right, let's talk about what is on today's agenda. I'm going to show you an eEdge update. I see eEdge updates, but it's really one update that I'm showing you today. I'm going to give you an update on the technology community, and that's a little bit where I'll have more discussion, and we'll actually define the role of tech coordinator and an ambassador, at least very, very much so, talking about the difference between the two roles and how they are the same. And then we're going to dive into some SEO tactics, some things that I'm teaching on Monday, some things that you maybe knew, maybe did not know, and then of course I'm always looking for some things that you guys can share with me. Maybe I can fill in some blanks or maybe answer some questions that I didn't have the answers to during Monday's webinar because you guys brought that to my attention. So please, as always, this is interactive. Let me know about SEO, what you know about it, and I'm going to hopefully tell you some things that maybe you did not know. And then we're going to talk about upcoming events. Our upcoming events is not going to be our average upcoming events. I actually have two pretty exciting events that I'm going to tell you about. It's very important that you all know about these events as the technology community because your agents may be asking you questions about these events, and I will be sure that that we are in communication with you so that you know what to tell them. All right, let's talk about the eEdge update. All right, so here it is. The update I have for you today is within the eEdge My Account settings, and please let me know if you all need to know how to get here. I'm hoping that as a technology staff, you know how to get to this place. This is within eEdge My Account settings, and we are in the email section. As you can see, we're under email settings and then the section templates. So now, when you want to use any of the welcome emails, now remember the welcome emails are going to be your ICW, your initial contact wizard. Your initial contact wizard, of course, comes up anytime you are working with somebody who has marked themselves as a buyer or even a buyer seller, right? All right, so that's one. If you bring up the, you registered on my website, that's another one that you have available. And then your seller's market report. Seller's market report, of course, comes up when you are working with someone that has marked themselves as a seller. Maybe they completed the Contact Me form on your seller's page. That's when you would get the opportunity to send the seller's market report. Of course, we want to know what these emails say in them before we shoot them off. We can see clearly that there is already information placed in here that is customizable. You could just send it as is, or you can customize it to your own taste and flavor, your own brand, if you will. And then after you have saved your piece, you can always look at it. When you click on Preview Email, it will bring up a preview of what that piece looks like. And you'll also notice on each of the descriptions, you don't see it on here, it'll tell you your email signature will show up at the bottom of each of these pieces. And that's important, very important for your staff to remember, your agents to remember, because they have to make sure it's correct within the eEdge settings. Even if they're not using the eEdge website, within your eEdge administration profile, you have to be sure your settings are correct. Otherwise, it is going to show incorrectly in your marketing materials. All right, so we need to be aware of that new change. That's a pretty cool change. We can preview the emails before we send them. All right, please let me know if you have any questions. And Billy, you're correct. The font sizes do tend to change in them. The great thing is, of course, you could customize them yourself, keep with a consistent font and style. And be sure you're doing that if you are sending out pieces. Keep your font and your styles consistent, so all of your pieces look the same. One's not coming out in Comic Sans and the other one in Arial, right? You don't want them to look completely different. Keep your, it's just like your branding. Okay, let's talk about the technology community. So we've been talking a lot about the KW technology community, and our goal is to build a community within KW Connect. And in fact, the framework is already in place. So we have a place that we can contribute to and be able to all share ideas. We're all going to be members, or those of us that are accepted as technology ambassadors are going to be members of the special KW Connect page. And this page really, truly can be what we want it to be, what we feel like it should be, and has all of the resources and all the information that we really need as technology staff in our office. So what we've done is we've created the KW Technology Ambassador Google community. The KW Technology Ambassador Google community is available so that anybody that wishes to become a member of this community, all they have to do, once they become a member of this community, I should say, they are going to be influential in the information, the decisions, the building, the content that goes into the KW Connect platform. So this is a great place for us to currently collaborate about ideas, wish list items. We've started the conversations already, and we're really hoping that we get a lot more input. Right now, we have over 35 members, all KW Technology ambassadors. You do not have to join this group. It would be nice if you join this group. We could really use your assistance, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up the group so that you all can see that. And right now, while I have you on the call, who is currently a part of the group? Who on the call is part of the group? So Susan is. Thank you, Susan Bratton. I know you are. Who else is a part of the group that's on the call? All right. No worries. Who else is on the group that would like to be in on the call that would like to be in the group? And if you nobody answers, then I won't share the group link. I apologize. I thought I had this up already. Now, remember, when you get to a group, you get to a group directly from your Google Plus page. All right, so there's a Google Plus page. I'm going to click on Communities. All right, so I have, so Beth, let's see, Beth, Ed, and yeah, Beth and Ed say they cannot sign up. The reason you cannot sign up is because you are most likely using your Gmail account, or you're signed into your Gmail account when you are trying to sign up, okay? So what we want to do is, let me do this, let me try to get this. There is a way of me sharing this. All right, I think I could just actually grab this link here. And you guys, of course, could find this, this group as you're looking for it. I'm going to send this through the chat module, so give me a minute to pull up our chat module. There we go. There's the URL, and everybody should get it. Understand that, Beth. If you're not using your KW Google Plus page, then you will not be able to become a part of this group. We will only accept individuals who have @kw.com email addresses, and you all know the reason that is so that we can keep track of this. This is going to be an extraordinarily influential community. And what that means is you all are going to be getting information from the back ends and understanding exactly what we're doing, a lot of times. So we want you all to be a part of that, all right? So Mike says he's got a URL error. And Mike, okay, if you are seeing 404 not found, that's most likely because you're logged in with your KW. You're not logged in with your KW Google account. So anybody on the call, tell me if you're logged in with your KW Google account, if you're still getting that error. All right, so here's what I'll do. Last week, I emailed everyone on the call. Okay, no worries. All right, so don't use that link I sent you. We just won't use that. I don't know if you can merge your Google Plus accounts. Okay, now Kale is saying he got an error, had to log in with his KW Google account, and then he got on. So either way, what I will do is I will email everybody after today's call. Immediately after, I will send you the appropriate link that you have or that you need, and we'll be good to go. All right. And in fact, I can dig that up before the end of the call. We just won't take up any more call time with that. All right, so here is here's the page that we are talking about, and we really want you all to help us to shape the direction of this site. Now, I want you all to take a look here. Here is the latest discussion that we started, and this discussion, please tell me if you have any trouble seeing the screen. Make it a little bigger. This discussion started out by saying, ambassadors, what you need to know. In other words, what does an ambassador do? So here we actually have a list of things that we are wanting, what we as the training team currently expect for an ambassador to do. We also are explaining the difference between a tech coordinator and an ambassador. An MC Tech Coordinator actually has a staff role in the Market Center. In other words, it's an assigned role that is approved in the Market Center budget, if you will. So it is a role that exists, okay? Now, a Market Center Tech Coordinator can be an ambassador, right? An ambassador doesn't necessarily have to be a tech coordinator. And in fact, many tech coordinators are ambassadors. So are agent service directors, administrative staff, and agents. So we have a really wide variety of individuals who can be ambassadors. They all are not necessarily tech coordinators. I would love any tech coordinator that is involved in these things, that is doing all of this, of course, then to become a part of the ambassador program, because you're really working really much more as an ambassador. All right, thank you, Billy. I'm going to work on that here in just a minute, and we'll try to get the link working. Okay, what are the benefits of being an ambassador? Well, right now, we are letting you all know about advance notice. We're going to grow this group. Remember, we're talking about growing this group, and as I mentioned earlier in an earlier broadcast, that it could be the group of 5 of us, 5 technology trainers against 140,000 agents, or we can use the power of 800 great technology trainers and have them train to our 140,000. And plus, you all know the industry, you know your areas, you know the MLSs, your IDX solutions, those types, the regulations, those are the types of things that you all can really can use as an advantage, and it would be an advantage for us, for you all to do that. So these are some of the advantages of being an ambassador. It also includes access to the KW technology community, which is going to transition, as we mentioned, to the KW Connect community. Can you imagine if we have even more than Facebook-esque type communication tool for all of us? We could quickly get to our training. We can quickly get to our training materials. We can share videos. We can share tips and tricks. I mean, the opportunity is completely endless. Access to the KW Technology Trainer Toolbox, which will grow, and that access will grow as well. Of course, you get invited to those amazing masterminding sessions at Family Reunion and Mega Camp. Raise your hand if you all have ever been to a family reunion or Mega Camp mastermind. Yep, I see a lot of hands going up, and tell me what you guys thought of those. I mean, that really is where the magic happens. And in fact, in relation to that, we got a great response to that post. In that post, basically, I asked, "What are your thoughts on a technology ambassador? What do you think a technology ambassador should do? What are your thoughts on our description?" And Kevin James Nelson came in with just such an extraordinary response. And as a part of this response, he mentioned one of our very strong ambassadors. I'm going to call her a super ambassador, Nicole Joyce. She spoke at the MegaCamp session, and she really talked about how ambassadors should approach because how they should approach the business and the market centers, because they are really a cohesive part of the market center's onboarding and their long-term technology plan. Real estate is all about technology. So he mentioned that. He also mentioned in what his thoughts are about an ambassador. Not only did he do that, but he also provided a Google Drive that has some pretty great stuff in it. And this Google Drive document actually has a descriptions of what he thinks and what they put together what an ambassador is. Not only a description of what an ambassador is, what the compensation package should be. Also, he mentions what how many ambassadors should be in a market center, the number of recommended technology ambassadors. So this is just one document that is going to help us to build this program. I would love to get everybody's input on a document, or input, and have you all share your documents in here as well for me, so that we can have a single place where we can all collaborate, and you all can deliver anything that you currently have on your ambassador program, on your technology coordinator program, and we could build this together. This would be very helpful. So what we're going to ask of you is, what are your thoughts? Are you interested in giving your input and providing your job description, your compensation package, all of that? Are you willing to give that to us? If you are willing to do that, if you are willing to give that to us, we're going to be sharing some of these ideas with you. We're going to be using them, hopefully, in our future model. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you two things at the end of today's call. I'm going to send you, make sure we have a good link to the Google community so that you can invite yourself. Billy actually told me that the link is working. Steve told me that the link is working. Alice told me that the link is working. Those of you that the link is not working, please be sure you are logging out of all of your Google accounts. Sign in with your KW Google account. Make sure you're not logged into two accounts. Open an incognito window if you have to. Just try to do that. That will get you opportunity to be invited to the Ambassador Tech community. I can't get you in there unless you're invited. So if you're having trouble joining or requesting to join, go ahead right now and send me your @kw.com email address. So those of you that feel like you're doing everything you can and you simply cannot get it resolved right now in the GoTo questionnaire, just send your kw.com email address, and I'll add you right now as soon as we're done with today's call. All right, just keep those coming, and we'll keep it going. I need to know what you all want, and then that's one thing I'm going to do. Make sure you all get logged into the community. Number two, I'm going to send you a Google Drive folder where you can send your documents. I'm currently not going to share the document that I just showed you, or the two that I have. We're going to dig through those. We're going to kind of digest that, but I would love for you all to share your information with us. We will then bring all of that together and share that in a collaborative space and talk about it during our calls. Cool. All right, let's continue on. Anything else? Stuart says clicking on the link uses the default browser. His default browser was, and I hope you're saying was, Internet Explorer. Thank you, Thank you, Stuart. That's funny. That made me giggle. I apologize. Okay, let's talk about SEO. Did you know? So a lot of people ask the question, is SEO technical, right? And I don't know how many of you feel like your SEO. Well, let's do this. Let's just ask the question. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think your SEO knowledge is? On a scale of 1 to 10, just throw in that number. Scale of 1 to 10, what do you guys think? Oh, I got some 6s, 7s, some 8s. I want to talk to the 8s, 6 to 7s. All right, super. Great. So let me know if you learn anything, especially you 6s and up. Tell me if I've taught you anything you didn't know. All right, and then you 8s, I need you to teach me something that I didn't know. All right, so let's talk about we have what you call technical SEO and content SEO. Now, technical SEO is just that. It's technical. And there's a lot of things that are incorporated with technical SEO, such as your MX records, your canonical naming, such or also known as CNAME redirect. Those are all technical things, and plenty more, XML mapping, so forth. Those are all technical things that you can do to improve your SEO. What I want to talk to you all about is something that many of us can do, and that is what we call content SEO. Kyle actually came in. He's a number 4 as he hasn't finished the Moz.com program. Kyle, thank you very much for that. Moz.com is where I got some of the content for Monday's webinar. So if you all want to learn about SEO, Monday's a great time to do that. And I do use a lot of the Moz.com stuff. All right. So that's great. Thank you for that, Kyle, that little segue. All right, content SEO is creating content that's structured and themed properly. So what we're going to call, it's, your standard SEO tactics. Those are keyword selection, site planning, structured content development. So what that really looks like is, and now websites do this for you. It brings up your content. What is your page title? So if we're looking at this page title, you'll also notice that it throws it up on top as a slug. Okay, so that page is search engine optimized because of the slug, and that slug will change every page, or every page that's created, every menu item that's created will create a slug. Now you'll also notice this slug has demo.kw.demo1.kw.com. Now that is a subdomain, but that is still going to be powerful because it's going to be your name.kw.com, so you're going to take advantage of the .kw.com power, and then of course the tail end of that. If you have a custom domain name, such as I do, the DreamKey team, then it would show the slug as your custom domain name with that tail on there. That tail is super important because that's what web crawlers crawl on. They try to find each one of those individual pages. So the title tags are often referred to the most influential content for SEO strategy. You want to make sure your page titles reflect the content and the theme of your web page. So in this example, our page is titled Homes for Sale, Garlic Creek South, Buda, Texas. So if people are looking for or on this page, what do you think they're going to find? Right? What do you think they're going to find if they're on this page? And you're right. Hopefully they're going to find homes for sale in Garlic Creek South in Buda, Texas. All right, now we have the content. The content has to read well. It has to have the same theme. It has to have the same information, but it can't always be just exact. And we got to be careful not to make it sound like it's not in a proper sentence or conversation style. For example, find homes for sale. By the way, you may want to write this down. The term homes for sale is the most searched term when people are looking for homes for sale anywhere, or looking to sell their house. Homes for sale in Garlic Creek South in beautiful Buda, Texas. Garlic Creek South in Buda, Texas is one of the fastest growing neighborhoods, just 30 minutes south of downtown Austin. Texas. Garlic Creek south in Buda has several great walking trails, and since Garlic Creek runs behind the neighborhood, it provides a lot of greenbelt, wildlife, and natural beauty. So we've added some great content to this. We put in the term homes for sale. We put in the term Garlic Creek South a few times, Buda, Texas a few times. We even threw in Austin, Texas a few times, and the word Garlic Creek referring to the creek. We could also, so that's powerful, right? So we want to be sure that we're taking advantage of that page content. Now we have the picture. So every time we take a picture of a home, or I'm sorry, just a picture in general, when we upload that picture to our computer, the picture is usually named something like 4352.img and then .jpeg or PNG or whatever the file name is, right? So in order to get strong SEO and to add to the SEO of your page, you name the photo something like this: homes _for _sale _garlic _creek _Buda _Texas your domain name, like DreamKey Team. The reason we do this is because search engines can crawl this photo now, and it is relevant to the page content and to the page title. You're doing the work, and they are enjoying it. Now, your post should contain keywords, which naturally it does. We see Garlic Creek South and so forth. And we also want it to have phrases using hyperlinks, okay? So if I now want to highlight Garlic Creek South, I want to highlight Buda, Texas, Garlic Creek South once again, and then the term Garlic Creek. These are hyperlinked, and people are going to automatically do what when they see those hyperlinks? What are we just already, we're programmed to do now? And you're exactly right. Click on them. Yeah, that's right. We click on them. And so when you click on it, we always want that to be what we call an inbound or outbound link. Inbound would be a link within your own website. So Garlic Creek South would probably take us to a page that has homes in Garlic Creek South. This would be a page on our website that talks about the beautiful town of Buda. This would again have a link to another page in Garlic Creek, and then maybe we wrote a blog about Garlic Creek and that goes to our blog. That is an outbound link. However, it might be tied to our new KW website, which would be really smart. Now it's got both an inbound and an outbound link. And then lastly, we're going to talk about meta tags and meta titles. You know, this is not used as much. However, if a website has the opportunity for you to put this in here, you want to do it. So the meta title is what people are going to see when it comes up on Google, because you're doing a lot of great SEO work for just this page. So if they find homes for sale, they're looking for homes for sale in Garlic Creek South, your page will come up, and then this is what will show up underneath. You don't want to necessarily duplicate all the information word for word, but you do want to make it as relevant as possible. All right, so now that you know what to do, here's what not to do. Don't have stale content. Stale content, nobody likes stale content. You know what I call it? It's like a loaf of bread. If you have one piece of bread that's stale and you don't take it out of the loaf, what's going to happen to the rest of the loaf? The rest of the loaf gets molded. It becomes affected by it, right? So either you have to throw the whole thing away and start over, or you get rid of the bad bread and then you can continue on. Keyword stuffing. They used to do this a lot. You would create a lot of keywords, highlight them, and then hide them with a white font. So they would hide behind, or a black font against black background. That's called fooling Google. Google does not like to be fooled. All right? Also, Google doesn't like to be ignored. Don't ignore Google. Use Google tools. Use YouTube. Use your Google Maps. Use your Google Business. Use all of those links. You can use embed code from Google Maps onto your KW websites. These are all using Google tools. Google likes it when you use Google. Don't have missing information. Don't take them to broken links. This all seems like it's just natural, but we do get caught up in our day-to-day business, and we tend to forget about the stale bread. All right, let's talk about upcoming events. I am so excited, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have Seth Price, the VP of Sales and Marketing of Playster. VP is not only the VP, I'm sorry, Seth is not only the VP of Sales and Marketing, he is one of the founding team members of the web's most popular real estate marketing website provider, Playster. He's a 20-year veteran internet marketer. I mean, this guy got into the business early. He's consulted for leading business-to-business and business-to-commerce brands, including MetLife, BMW, Sony, Nationwide. I mean, he has a great, great resume. He's passionate about creating content that moves people to act, and he actually has a Playster Real Estate Marketing Academy blog. It's read by thousands of real estate professionals. Basically, this guy knows his stuff, and we have him as a special guest twice, in one day on October 21st from 11 to 11:30, and Friday, October 21st from 12 to 12:30. Now, the first one is the 4 most important pages on your website. The second is advanced website optimization techniques for lead generation. So I want to tell you a little bit about these classes. So your agents will be receiving some emails regarding these classes. Agents will not be receiving, back up, all agents will not be receiving all of this information. So what that means is for the Friday, October 21st webinar from 11 to 11:30, the 4 most important pages on your website, not all associates will receive an invitation for this session. Associates who have not launched their websites will be sent an invitation to this class. However, anyone can attend. All right, Friday, October 21st from 12 to 12:30, the advanced website optimization techniques for lead generation. Not all associates will receive an email invitation for this session, I do not believe, and that's because we're not going to aim at optimizing techniques for people that haven't launched yet. This is going to be for associates who have launched their websites and are not taking advantage of some of the add-ons, and they're going to be sent an invitation for this session, and anyone can attend these sessions. All right, we will be sending out a marketing communication on how to sign up. I don't have any sign up information at this time. Our marketing team is crafting those messages, and as I mentioned, of course, what we will do is keep our technology community informed as to what's going on our KW technology community page, on our intranet currently, on how we communicate to you all. So we'll be sure that we are providing more information for you, and you shouldn't have too many questions. We are on over a 50% adoption rate. We want to keep that momentum going, and it's just a matter of some people either not, their website may be ready, they're just scared to launch it. It may just be one thing away from being launched. We want to just get them to launch it. The sooner they launch it, the sooner they're going to gain SEO, and honestly, being a part of this session it will help them understand why they want to launch it. All right, so Friday, October 21st, 2 sessions, be a part of those. Next week, I have Internet Lead Generation Webinar Series. Monday, I'm super excited about teaching SEO and the SEO tactics. That's just a little bit over what we went over today. That's just a little nibble, a little nugget, if you will, of what we'll be covering. All right, let's, one last thing. Hey, can anybody tell me what this is? Anybody tell me what this is, and I'll go through the questions as you guys are trying to figure that out. All right, Billy came in. It is a mouse. Isn't that crazy? The computer mouse, as we know it today, was invented and developed by Douglas Engelbart with the assistance of Bill English during the 1960s. It was patented in November 17th, 1970. Isn't that something? While he was working at the Stanford Research Institute, he created the mouse. Thank you very much for that, Douglas, because that really would have hurt the hands having to do a lot of that by keystrokes. All right, let me go ahead and stop the recording. Thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate your joining us, and as always, don't forget to stay on the edge of real estate technology by using K2B technology. Make it a great day at Keller Williams.